are you doing? Today we're going to use the Poesis deck only. I'm gonna get you a few messages and let's see how it goes. Okay, I will also like read the poetry, but I'll also see if there's any message for you right now. Okay, so let's see how it goes. So like, what's your energy at the moment? Okay, let's chill, guys. Take a deep breath. It's all good. uh, okay, so like, how's your energy right now? Okay, we got joy. So for joy, like, I think it's basically like you are learning. So what I'm getting is like that you are learning how to enjoy life, how to enjoy things. I think that perhaps you had like a hard time doing that in the past, but now you're actually figuring out how to really enjoy things around you. Okay, what's the message for you today? We got womb and we got mind. So for this, I feel like there's something that you've been carrying for a really long time that came from from the womb they were born. Okay, so like, I think there's a lot here that you are figuring out or need to figure out about your past, about perhaps your mom and your dad, like something that it was passed to you. Okay, like then here like it's coming a lot for me, like urinate, how do you say like ancestor trauma, because we pass things to our kids, right? So a lot of things that happened to my mom, her mom passed it to her, and a lot of things that happened to my mom's grandmother, no, what happened to my grandmother, her mom passed it to her, but like we keep like passing to other generations if we don't take care of it. Okay, so that's basically what healing is. Okay, you're just healing old trauma, like ancestral trauma, so you don't pass it to your kids and to other people around you, because then like we're gonna always like keep, like there's always going to be trauma, guys. There's always like we are always going to act somehow that like will hurt people. It's not something that we can control it. We won't be like 100% like healed, okay, because we already like met a lot of people in our journey. Like that's also like the thing. I'm hearing something about how do I know I am a good parent. Okay, so you are a good parent when you do, like for me right, like now I'm not a mom, but I feel like for a very long time I didn't want to have kids, but like somehow actually like now I know that when I didn't want to have kids before was almost like this this warning sign, that I should like do a few things before having kids. And now I actually want to have kids. So it's tricky, okay? But like when you work on yourself, you're gonna be able like to raise your kids in a different way. That you don't have to raise your kids the same way you were raised. Okay, I think this is a conception that we have, that just because we were raised like that, we should raise our kids. Okay, like time has passed. Okay, we are in a totally different like right generation, and my kids, for example, like I will raise them in a totally like different generation. So like things has to like change. Okay, of course there are a lot of like ethical values that of course you can pass on, but you need to understand what you're passing on to your kids. Are you passing on like the good stuff, or are you passing up like also like the really bad stuff? Okay, so it is that thing. Okay, we will always like have, but one thing that I know is like is we won't be 100% healed. We won't be able to never ever like traumatize other people, you know, like because how they handle things is totally different. Well, as a parent, what you can do is work on yourself. So like when you react is different, how you respond to your kids is different. How it's not like how like how your mom or dad responded to you when you were a kid. Like I'm getting a lot of like being like aggressive. Okay, perhaps you were raised in a really like aggressive environment, and when I mean aggressive, I'm not really meaning, I think there's some people here that they had like aggressive physical aggressive situations. Okay, and there are a lot of people here, I think it's the majority, that you were raised with a really like aggressive words. Okay, so like the way that you were treated like a kid, as a kid, was really aggressive. Like the words your parents used to you, and like even of other people, but like I'm getting more about the parents. So learning, and I think it's actually interesting that we got here, because we got womb and mind, and it's exactly like that. Like when we start healing, we need to understand that our mind, we create our own thoughts. So like if you keep like thinking like things in the past was like meant to be like that, and that's it, you're gonna be suffering for the rest of your life. Okay, but you can change the narrative. You can say, well, my mom didn't know what she was doing. Okay, she did what she did best. She did what she thought would be best for me and for her. Okay, she didn't know, he didn't know, your dad. So they didn't know. You can change how you see things, how you actually think about things, and that's one of the biggest things that it helps a lot when you are looking at all this trauma, or looking at everything that happened to you in the past, especially when you were a kid. And I think like it's funny here now that I see the joy on top, is because I feel like you're trying to understand how to get that joy again. Like, because guys, I think like I've heard this phrase once, that is we should see the world like a child, but we should not act childish. Okay, childish. Yeah, I think that's that. So like, you know, like when like kids, they everything like is magical, everything is fun, you know, like that. And I think like that the sparkle of joy is coming back to you. Okay, and then like, to be honest, you're gonna get addicted. I'm not gonna lie, when you start, it's just like so good. Like when you start to realize to enjoy everything around you, it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter the time, it doesn't matter who we're with. It's just like so different. Okay, so like I think like that this sparkle of joy coming, uh, is coming to you, and you're like actually seeing how much joy you had when you were a kid, how much I heard this laugh. So like perhaps you you really like were laughing about everything, you know, or you laughed just now when I was talking about this, but again, those burdens, like how you were raised, is not your burden to carry. Okay, so I think like the main thing here is that the like this joy is coming to your life again. And but yeah, but like you need to get back a little bit to the past, um to like free up the load, to really like let it go of some things, like try to. And like we also got the mind that like, again, the mind plays tricks on us. Okay, so we create our own thoughts. If you keep thinking like my mom sucked, like I was like really like um neglected when I was a kid, like if you keep thinking like that, that's going to be your thoughts, and that's that's how you're going to see the world around you. Okay, so like if you change your narrative, things will be different. Okay, and it's not because you're lying. Okay, you're not like creating a fantasy, it's just the truth. Your parents, they didn't know what they were doing. Okay, a lot of people, they don't know how our actions affect other people. So again, about being a good parent is like, I think like the first thing ever is take care of yourself so you can take care of others, right? So that's it. But I think like there's a lot going on for you right now, and I feel like there's a lot coming, there's a lot of memories or like things coming from your past. Okay, but that's normal. I feel like that you're trying to like escape, you're trying to like maybe numb it with like some addiction or something. I am getting a lot of like alcohol, but like um if you don't like face it, it's gonna stay there. Okay, you need to actually face it so you can let it go, and be and have compassion towards yourself. Okay, be gentle to yourself, be nice to yourself. don't don't blame yourself for things that other people did to you. It's not your fault. Okay, so I'll get like a final one here, uh, a final message for you. Like it's something that that's something that you really really should know right now about this situation. We got love. This is like a really beautiful spread, I'm not gonna lie. um, and the way that I put the cards here is really interesting. Okay, because here I'm looking like the base of your life, the base right now for you is love. You need to understand what you love. You need to understand that you are enough to receive love, to give love. Okay, I'm seeing that like, I'm hearing that like you had like a really really rough child, childhood, and you don't think that people will love you for who you are. Squirrels can mean something for you. You think like people won't love you for who you are because you feel that you were really neglected when you were a kid, and that's how you feel. That's how you felt like your entire life, that people wouldn't be able to actually love you. It's almost like you don't know what love really is. And perhaps like when love comes to you, you don't know what to do. And then there's all like this self-sabotage. It's really interesting because of the reading that I did yesterday. It was kind of about that. A lot of like self-sabotage happening. So like perhaps all of this is really like focused on love, right? It's like it's when you understand that you are loved, you can be loved, you can give love, everything around you is love. That I know that this is complicated, but your parents loved you. Again, they just didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know how much their actions would affect you, because their parents didn't do that. Their parents probably treated them like that. Okay, so they were doing something that they were taught. It's how they learn things. So like they were just passing to you. But again, it's not your fault. It's not because you're not worth. It's not because you're not enough. It's just because they didn't know. And let me tell you something. When you just let go of that burden, that hey, they didn't know what they were doing, that's not my burden to take. Guys, that's mind-blowing. You'll change your life. Your life will change. Wow. Anyway, but you are worth of loving. Okay, so like I feel like the base for you right now is to understand what love is, what love means to you, because it doesn't I feel like you had some encounters in your life that you didn't, it was love, but you could not recognize as love because you didn't know that was love. Did it make sense? I don't know. But you know, like because you didn't know what love is, when love came to you, you couldn't like recognize, right? It's almost like you know, like I know there's an actor, an actress that like shows up somewhere, and then like you just don't know who that person is because you know you just don't know that actress or actor, but like it's a really famous person, like I don't know 50% of the world knows who that person is, but like that person's decided to show up right by your side and you just don't know that person. That's kind of the feeling, you know, like that when you encountered love a few times in your life. I don't think that you have encountered a lot of times. I'm getting this feeling that like you've encountered like just a few times in your life real love, and when you did encounter love, you didn't know what to do, you didn't know how to act, and you didn't think that was love because it's not how you taught, how you were taught, because you actually don't really know what love is, what love means to you. So that's one of the things I would recommend you to do. to try to understand what love is to you. Like, and what love is to you is usually like things that we like to do by ourselves. Okay, so for example, sometimes I like to go out for dinner. Okay, that for me is love because I'm nourishing my body, I'm having like a good time. I usually have a lot of food, so like a lot of abundance, and I like getting ready to go out. You know, it's like a process, but like it makes me feel good. Okay, and like when people ask me out for dinner, for example, that makes me feel loved. Okay, so those are like some things that you need to notice what you like doing yourself to yourself, um, because then you need to start treating you like that. Then other people will see you treating you like that, and they will come to you and will want to treat you at the same way. But yeah, but like I said, here's like it feels like how this spread happened. It's like that, like your base right now is love. You should like really focus on what you love, what love means to you. And then at the other part here in the middle, that is like what's between the love and the joy, is all these like trauma or all these like generational things going on in your mind that is working on so many things right now. And the top is joy. Okay, so like you need to, this part like of remembering a lot of things from your past is necessary so you can actually, you know, just when you do this work of like changing the narrative of this, what is gonna be, there's nothing going to be in the middle of love and joy. Okay, so yes, and I think like you were you were understanding a little bit. There's like things outside that you just don't know, that is unknown, and perhaps you're starting to believe a little bit in magic. And I feel that there's someone in your life that actually put like a sparkle on you, that it kind of got you intrigued, and perhaps now you're actually believing in magic. Okay, or like you're getting to that point that like that you see that like there are forces out there that can work with you, and that you can really like make things happen. I think like you have a lot of magic, and perhaps you're trying to like to understand what magic really is for you. Okay, but I do feel that like you have like a lot of magic people around you too. Okay, so I think that's one thing too. It's like there's some magic people around you, and then you're figuring out your own magic. And yes, that's awesome, guys. Well, that's going to be that. It's going to, oh Jesus. Did I make you speechless? Like so yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys really are able to work on all this process. I know it's hard, I know it takes time, but it's worth it. Okay, so see you in the next one. Bye bye.